So I've laid out 10 steps for a student to log into a testing session and take their test. These are broken down right here in your instructions. You could just follow through with them real quickly right now as I'm taking you through them. One thing I'd recommend that you begin with all of your students on a Zoom session. That way, all of them together can join in with you and just following along. Another thing I would do is I would start off, let's say, maybe a day or so earlier with one student, work it out, practice it with them, and then that student could be your demo student on the day of the test. You could then have the student share out their screen, and then as you're going through the steps, they can actually see step by step what it looks like, and then just have all of your students follow along both with what you say and what they see on the shared screen, all the way up until they get to the begin test section. And at that point, hopefully you have moved everybody ahead. Anyone that still requires any additional help, you could just have them stay in Zoom. All the rest of them can begin their test. So let's take a quick look at these steps. Okay, so we're beginning with these first few steps here. I won't really show those in the on the iPad. Let's just talk about it real quick. They're going to launch Schoology. They're going to navigate to the testing folder so that they could pull up the SSID card, and I would have them copy that down on a piece of paper so they have it with them. I would also, at this point, share with them whatever it is your operational session ID is. I had them copy that down also, and then that way they have all the information, especially if they get thrown out for some reason of the testing session, they can log back in again because they have all the information. Okay, so that takes care of 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at from, I'll let you follow along your instructions. We're going to take a look at from 4 to 9. This will be using the actual iPad. Okay then, so here we go. Step 4, you're going to have the student launch the secure browser. So they tap on that and launch it. If hopefully they've already configured it to California, then you're going to have them take their card or the information that they copied down, and they're going to type that into each of these blanks here. So they're going to put in their official first name for the test, the SSID, and the session ID that you provided them. Okay, after they've placed in that information and logged in, it'll take them to the Is This You screen. And the Is This You screen, they just need to verify that that's them, then tapping the yes. Then bring them to the next screen where they'll all just in unison tap onto the test that you selected. Then it'll be waiting for your approval. At that point, you're just going to approve one or more of the students in your testing interface. You'll start to see them roll into the approval section. If you don't see them, you can click on the refresh button, then click on the approvals and click off either approve. You could click on approve all students, or you could just click them off one at a time. So just make sure that it's the correct student and the correct test before you accept it, and then accept it. Once that's done, then they will be on the next screen on their iPads. Now on the iPads, they'll be in the audio video check screen. They need to play that page, listen for it. Ask the students, did you hear it? If you heard it, go ahead and tap on I could play the sound in video, and then for them to tap on continue. If for some reason there's any issue there, just troubleshoot that with the kids. Maybe they don't have their volume turned on or something such as that. Work them through it until they've successfully been able to hear and see what's displayed, and then they can move on to the next page. That brings us to the Begin Test Now page. At this page, this is where you want to gather all your students, as many as possible, that have successfully gone through all of the steps, and then they can all begin the test. As far as the remaining students, just keep them in Zoom And once this first group of students has gone through and have begun the test, then you can start troubleshooting with the rest of them and see if you could find out what's going on with them and get them started too. And once the test is complete and everybody has submitted it, that's going to submit it for the time being, you can stop the test, and that's it. At the bottom of the instruction sheet, I have some references that you'd want to check out. Just click on them on the PDF or type them in off of the printed paper. It'll take you to the Spring Administration Information for Educators site, and this is loaded with a lot of information on giving the Spring IABs, including some videos and some other downloads that are here on the site. Just keep in mind that any mention given to giving the test with remote monitoring, just never mind that. I mean, we're not at this point doing remote monitoring. It's just, like I said before, too buggy at this point.